Hey guys, all the products you see in this video can be found in the description down below. Hey guys, today we have this Chasing Gladius Mini S. I'll tell you my favorite thing about this in just a second, but first some things you need to know. In just a minute, I'm going to show you some demonstrations in a lake and in the pool. All right, so guys, the package that I got came with the actual Chasing Gladius Mini S, the controller. It also comes with a 100-meter tether. This really awesome grabber claw that attaches to the bottom, and then you can grab things off the bottom of the seabed, lakes, rivers, or whatever. And this really nice backpack that carries everything super conveniently. All right, guys, here's the actual unit itself. This thing is actually really cool, really fun. And let's just go over some parts of this real quick. On the top, inside this little screw here, there is a 64 gigabyte card that it comes with, which is super nice. This is where you hook the tether to the controller. And then down here, there's a little screw here. You unscrew that and you can hook the claw down there if you have the claw, which I highly recommend. This thing has 5 motors. You can see it has 2 in the back for thrust, these 2 in the front, as well as this one in the back here. Up here you have the camera, which is guarded by a very nice lens protector. And then you can see the lens behind that lens protector. This also has 2 really nice bright lights. And that goes from 1000 lumens, I believe, at half power to 2000 lumens at the brightest. And guys, those are bright. You'll see that in the pool in just a second and in the lake. Now let's just cover the movements that this thing can do. It goes forwards, backwards, left, right, and then you can tilt it 45 degrees down and 45 degrees up. So this thing has a lot of movement ability, a lot of really great qualities. Guys, the camera on this is incredible. It's 4K, and it has the option for electronic image stabilization, which is super nice. If you don't know what that is it's when the sensor will actually crop just a tiny bit of the footage, and then if there's movement, it'll stabilize that using that cropped area to keep the center of the footage in the middle. And it's just super nice to have that, especially underwater when there's a lot of movements, tides, there could be a current, stuff like that. So when you're filming and you're kind of moving around a little bit like this, the footage is still going to be stable, which is super awesome. It's 4K at 30 frames per second. You can go down to 1080p if you want more room on the memory card and stuff like that. There's also slow motion. I'm going to go over all the modes on the screen here in just a second as well. As far as the camera goes, as far as just taking photos, it's 12 megapixels. But I think most of the time you're going to be using this as probably a video. But the 12 megapixels actually are pretty nice, and they turn out to be decent photos as well. As far as the controller goes, guys, the controller is super nice that this comes with. It has a couple different functions real quick. Okay, this isn't a tutorial, but I'm just going to show you this really fast. This right here turns on the lights. You click it once, turns the brights on halfway, turns the brights, turns on to the full 2000 lumen power. This button here, if you hold it down, it'll change the modes on the submarine. If the Gladius is tilted up or down and you want it to just automatically go back to the level, you just click this button here once, it'll go level. If you hold that button down, it'll change the mode from just freestyle mode, which is pretty much just going wherever you want. It's not going to hold the depth. It'll just kind of go wherever you control it. If you hold that button down, it'll change that mode to depth lock mode. And that means that no matter what you do, as long as you're not pushing up and down on the lever, it'll stay at that same depth the entire time. And it's really awesome at doing that, guys. It's one of my favorite features. You know, you go down 10 feet, 20 feet, and you want to stay at 20 feet, no matter what's going on above it or down below or whatever, it'll stay right at that 20 feet. Super nice. Up here at the top, if you click this once, it'll take a photo. If you hold it down, it'll take a video. Over here, you have the grabber claw control. If you click that button once, it'll just close. Or if you click it again, it'll just open. The scroll wheel, you can manually control how much you're opening and closing that claw, which is super awesome. The sticks are super nice, super easy to use. And this right here can accommodate a phone or a 10-inch iPad. And either one is great. I prefer the phone. But if you want to put an iPad in there, which I've tried also, you get a much bigger viewing area. And it's just awesome. When the grabber claw is attached, guys, it looks just like this. And then it protrudes out in front of the camera just like that. And you can see it on the film here. And then just like I said, there's a little cable that'll attach from the back of that to that. One of my favorite things about the kit that I got is the grabber claw. And guys, this is really fun. You go to the beach, you go to the ocean, you go to a lake, you go to like a popular place where people are around. Just a lot of the times, there's a lot of stuff that falls off or gets lost down there. And it's just kind of fun to take this and go grab those things. You can also do some trash cleanup, treasure hunting, different stuff like that as well with this. It's just a really fun, interactive piece of equipment that you can use with this. It takes a little bit of practice to get used to, but once you get used to, you know, hovering around and turning and getting the right angles, it becomes really easy to grab stuff with this, and it's just really fun. Guys, this also dives down to 100 meters, which is 300 something feet, so it's really cool. I wanted to give you an example of what this looks like in kind of a murky situation as well as clarity. This is a pretty murky lake, but you can see even with the murkiness and how cloudy it is, these lights do a great job of illuminating the bottom about 3 or 4 feet below. Here's a similar situation in that same lake without the lights. You can see that it is pretty murky, but it's still, the camera quality is great. Here's a cool crawdad. I thought it was pretty cool, so I put a slow motion here as well. And then we're going to go to the pool here in a second, and I'm going to show you an example of what it looks like. This is actually a time lapse. You can see how the boats are moving. The time lapse mode is actually really cool. And then here is a video of the lights at half and then full power. I wanted to show you just how powerful these lights are, guys. Look how powerful and bright these lights are in the pool. Here I'm going to shine them up at the camera, and you can see it looks like headlights staring at you. That's about 4 feet deep in that pool, and they're like headlights. This is what your phone or iPad screen will look like when you're using the Gladius. In the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to see what direction the Gladius is facing, how deep it is, what the water temperature is at that level, if the lights are on or off, the degrees of the drone. On the top, you're going to see a compass bearing, which is super awesome. And then on the left, you're going to see a lock button, which lets you know if it's unlocked or locked, a menu button, and then also whether you're in depth lock or just free mode. Okay, there's a lot of other information on the screen we're going to get to, but here you're going to see different modes you can go. You can go live streaming, slow motion, time lapse, or lights to set your lights at different brightness. Up above, you can see camera settings. Well, if you're in 4K, what FPS you're at, ISO, you can change all that up there, guys. This is just a super simple interface, super easy to use, and it's just an incredible piece of equipment, guys. This thing is amazing. All right, guys, my favorite thing about this just has to be the fact of the freedom this gives you, how fun it is to use. You just take this out and you're driving and you pass a lake or the beach or a river, and you're like, I wonder what's down there. Well, you throw this in the water and quickly it's just like you're there. You're looking at the screen and you're exploring down into the water, and it's so fun. I don't know if any of you guys scuba dive, but I scuba dive a lot, and it's one of my favorite things to do. And this kind of just gives me the ability to kind of scuba dive when I'm not able to scuba dive. It's too cold. I don't have my gear with me. I don't want to take the whole entire effort to go through all that. You just throw this in the water, and it's just like you're scuba diving, because except for it's so much quicker. This thing, guys, when you saw that in the pool, it goes fast. It cruises like whoosh. And this is so fun to play with. It's so fun to have the ability to just pull over anytime you want and explore the ocean, explore the lake, a river, whatever it is. If you're a fisherman or something like that as well, this is also really, really fun just to kind of put in the water, and you put it on that depth mode like we already talked about, and this will stay at that same depth. So if you know the fish are at 20 feet, put this at 20 feet, cast your line right in front of there. You could even let your bait sit right in front of it and watch the fish come grab it. So cool. Guys, I can't really see anything better about this. It's one of my favorite pieces of equipment, and it's one of those things where not many people have one of these. Like, you go to the beach and you see like 100 people with their drones flying around. How many times have you gone to the beach and you see someone pull one of these out? It's one of the coolest things. Every time I pull this out, anywhere I go, all of a sudden you get a bunch of people coming over to you. Hey, what is that? I've never seen something like this before. And it's a really cool talking piece. You don't have to talk to them, of course, but it's one of those things where you pull this out and it's impressive because nobody's seen one of these before. And it's just really, really cool, guys. You take this out there, the experiences you can have with this. I love to use this when I'm around my nieces and nephews because they just think it's magical to see all the fish, see all the stuff in the ocean, see the stuff in the lakes and the rivers wherever we go. Guys, this is a great product. It works very well. I highly recommend this product. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. I appreciate it a ton. Have a good day, guys.